Now, if anybody in the audience has any questions, please raise your hand, and then a forum member will come to you with a microphone. How about we start? Let's start right over there in the middle. Yes.
Oh, should I stop?
Oh, yes, just go for it.
Oh. Okay, this room is really strange. Hi, Chris. First of all, really so glad that you're here to speak with us today. You've been very kind in all your responses. I also want to give a shout out to Clovis, my high school choir director is from Clovis. So
Oh, nice.
Connect. But I wanted to know, you've changed a lot of people's lives through like the media that you've been a part of, through your books, just different like ways you've been able to influence people. And so I'm curious to know if there's a person or a piece of media that has been really like inspiring for you, whether that's to like affirm your identity or to kind of empower you to kind of do the rest of the things you've been doing.
You know, I've always been very lucky to have some very strong women in my life who have really championed me from a young age. And I've also had some very, very, very impactful black women in my life who have always just picked me up by my bootstraps when I needed it. So I think my grandmother, my mom, and my friends and extended family, they've always kept me going. Yeah. Thank you.
How about over there? Yes, in red top.
Hi, Chris. It's great to have you here. You touched on it briefly about like the differences in the medias of both show making and novel making, but is there anything in each of the medias that kind of helped you discover a part of yourself and that kind of helped you in the other medias, if that makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And forgive me if I sound like a broken record, but I think you know, being an actor on a television show is so much different than being an actor in a film, because the film is a complete thing. You get the whole script, you know exactly where it's going to go and what it's going to be. Where TV, you don't. It really could go anywhere. And I think that just that kind of like being like a little acting rubber band really helps you evolve into a better actor, and therefore a better storyteller, and therefore you can create better characters when you're writing. I think writing. What I'm really proud of my books is there's so many different types of people, and not just ethnicities, but personality types as well. And that, I think, when you're writing for people that are very much unlike you, you do a lot more research, and so it just kind of broadens your mind as a person. So I think both really make you an overall more rounded person.
How about right next to you? Yes.
Hi, thank you so much for coming to speak to us. What was it like transitioning from like film and TV to writing your own stories?
It was the hardest part was just the initial criticism that I got without anyone ever reading a word. But for me, as a young kid, acting and writing bit me at the same time. And when I was really little, I had no idea they were different. It was all just a matter of pretend. So they've both been really ingrained inside of me for as long as I can remember. Does that answer? Okay. Yeah. I could ramble more, but okay. I'll let you go.
What about over there in the red?
Hi, I'm Harlow. I'm a huge Glee fan. I really love you. I've seen it a million times. And I wanted to ask you if there's one, I wrote it down so I don't forget it, if there was one song or scene or monologue from Glee that really hit home for you. And I was also wondering if you could please sign my for president poster.
Oh, absolutely. I'll absolutely sign it for you. Oh, gosh. You know, the stuff that really always hit me more was what my co-stars did. You know, and watching them come alive and watching them just sink their teeth into stuff always was so inspiring to me. I remember, watching, what's his name? Give me a second, sorry. I'm much older than you guys, give me a second. Watching like Max Emerson do the Karofsky stuff, when the Karofsky had the suicide attempt stuff, was just very profound, and really, really heavy, and he did it so well. And watching my dear friend Naya Rivera, her coming out story with her mom, played by Gloria Estefan, yeah, and her grandmother. I mean, that was incredible. I actually don't watch myself, so I couldn't tell you.
In the blue? Sorry. I thought that was blue.
Hi, I'm so honored to have you here today. I'm like fangirling so hard. I do have kind of a silly question for you. can you confirm or deny if me and Michele is literate?
Well, as a literacy advocate, it's never too late. But no, it's so funny because it's so funny about this is I'm dyslexic. I can't read for shit, but TikTok's never mean to me. But no, she was very literate. She was reading all the time. Yeah.
What about right here in front? Yes.
I'm Susan Fan. Thank you for speaking. I just want to let you know before I ask my question that your cover of The Boy Next Door like shaped my life. So
Oh, thank you.
I just want to let you know that. So as a person who was like obsessed with your series as a child and also has ambitions of becoming an actor, I'm just wondering what your approach, like what approach you're thinking of for casting, like if you're going to be able to open calls or.
This is where you hand me your headshot and resume.
Yeah.
I would really like to open up the casting to unknowns. That's how I got my start. I was an unknown, and it worked out for me. I would very much like that. I will say that this is going to be a very tough shoot for these kids. So having some experience, I think, would be very beneficial. But if we meet the perfect person, we meet with the perfect person. So I would like to broaden that as much as I can.
What about in the back, right there? Yes?
Hi Chris, my name is Mona. Really nice to meet you. Big fan of the movie. My question for you is, as someone who loves your songs, probably your songs are one of my favorite. Do you ever see yourself writing a musical in the future?
Oh, thank you. No. Maybe, well, I have this. No. But I thought I could write music when I was a kid, and it's just not my calling. But I would love to write like the book for a musical, like the script for a musical. Absolutely.
The high hand in the back. Yes?
So when I was like reading Linda's stories, it's kind of like it went all over the place. Like,
Sorry about that.
it's not like how did you like have like enough inspiration of every single thing? Because it went all over the place. Like, think of it again. Like, just, like, how did you keep coming up with like new stuff to do? Like,
Lots of caffeine helped. It's funny because I originally just wanted to write the first book, and then I thought I'd be done. And I actually had very little confidence that it would take off like it did because of the wave of criticism that I received when it was announced. But I just tried to take as many different facets and genres of storytelling as possible and see what the Bailey twins would do in those specific ones. So, we have the fairy tales, we have Connor's creative writing, we have classic literature, and then at the very end they all, combine together in New York City. So I just wanted it to be a constant celebration of storytelling.
What about in the back right there?
Hi, I'm seeing if this microphone works, does it?
Yes.
Okay, hi Chris, I'm Eleanor. It's super nice to meet you. I read The Land of Stories like back in elementary school, so this is kind of surreal. I'm also actually a self-published author and I'm currently like pursuing like querying and stuff for traditional publication. So this is more of a selfish question, but I just wanted to know if you had any advice for younger writers, because I know you also got your start pretty young.
Yes, I would say do not submit your manuscripts to publishers. Submit them to representation. Find the people that you respect the most as authors and reach out to their representation and pursue it that way. And also, there's a thing called a treatment in screenwriting where it's kind of a summary, and you can add artwork and images that really like kind of get the tone and vibe that you want. I'd make like a treatment and put that on top of the manuscript to really get whoever's reading it interested in it first, so they don't just pass by it.
What about in the red, right there?
Hi, I'm Charlotte. It's nice to meet you. You're
Hey.
so cool. If you could rewrite any one scene from Glee, what would it be and what would you change it to?
Well, I wouldn't have all the gay kids get married in a barn. Probably that one. Yeah. That was easy.
What about right here in front?
Hi, I'm
also a fellow writer, and I was just wondering, this is more of a silly question. I'm also Ashley, nice to meet you. Is there anything that, like, when you are going through the process of editing, like, I have a few words that I always use, and, like, my editors always flag for me. Are there any sort of words like that for you, or any phrases or things that you kind of always lean back on for your characters you're writing?
Yes, I describe people's eyes way too much, and I wish I did do that as much, but that's the actor in me, like not knowing how else to, like, oh, he could see it in her eyes, you know, that kind of stuff. But I also make up a lot of words that I didn't realize I made up until my editor flags them for me. But honestly, I will say that you and your editor will notice that way more than any reader will. So don't harp on that too much. Yeah.
What about the person standing right there?
Oh, me? Oh, hi. My name is Michele. Thank you for being here. I hope this question is not like pretentious AF, but as someone who enjoys acting, I do have to ask a fellow actor this. Obviously, the really big thing about acting is truth and belief. I mean, other than like your own identity, how you reflect truth and belief in your acting.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's fun. I'm way more of a technical actor than a method actor. I think method actors are crazy. I like my advice is instead of like trying to find the truth within yourself, really study actual footage of real life people as they are truly feeling it and going through it, and then do your best to mimic and copy their mannerisms and their physicality, because also when you're on a film set, it is lights, camera, action, go. You do not get the chance to sit with yourself and sometimes, you know, have the character come out of you. So you have to be ready to go. So I'm a big fan of mimicking people who are actually going through that trauma or that situation.
What about that hand in the back? Yes.
Hi, nice to talk to you.
Hey.
Would you say is your favorite episode of Glee and your least favorite episode of Glee?
Ooh, okay. Oh, I'm gonna get to a fight online. I think my favorite episode of Glee. I absolutely loved doing the Rocky Horror episode, the Rocky Horror Picture episode. The bald cap wasn't fun, but the rest of it was a great time. I think the worst one we ever did was we did a number with, we did Singing in the Rain, Umbrella, with Gwyneth Paltrow. She's awesome, I love her, but that was the worst number we ever had to do because we were in knee-high water for 3 days. And when I say our feet were pruned, you don't even want to know how bad. But that was the biggest piece to shoot. Also, I remember the Madonna episode was a lot of fun, and that took like 3 weeks to complete, but we were having a blast while we were doing it. Yeah.
Right here.
Hi, Chris. Thanks for coming. I was just going to ask, if Glee was still a thing today, what do you think Kurt would be like singing? Like, what's going to be his song?
I think Kurt would definitely be singing Pink Pony Club. I would love to sing Lauryn Hill's Killing Me Softly. That would be my dream song to do, but he would definitely be at the Pink Pony Club for sure.
How about in the middle, right there?
Hi, amazing to talk to you. I'm from Central Valley, so.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Yes, I'm just curious, out of all the guest stars that you had the honor of working with on Glee, which one was your favorite, like, memory/experience with?
Okay, so I got to talk to Shirley MacLaine for 3 hours about aliens once, and that kind of takes the cake for me. But that was one of the, besides the queer representation, that was the best part about being on the show, was getting to work with so many incredible people. I mean, we got to work with Whoopi Goldberg and Carol Burnett, and I mean, the list goes on, and Kristen Chenoweth and Adina, and I mean, it was like winning the lottery, getting to work with those people.
And this will be our last question. How about we go in white right over there?
Hi, my name is Bernie, and I feel like I speak for everybody here that loves Glee, that the show is crazy. And I feel like, and you know, you got on the show really, really young. So what was like going through your mind when you were in the choir room with like Will Schuster and you were doing like those crazy things? Like, what was that like as like your first job as a young person?
Well, I can tell you this. no one can roast Glee better than the cast of Glee after a few cocktails. Everyone on TikTok and Twitter, they're amateurs compared to the stuff that we say about it. Sometimes we were confused.
Pleasantly surprised.
We weren't quite sure, because you're
Wow, that
never
would be
quite sure how
terrible.
something is
And
going to
sometimes
look
we're like, wow, we were
afterwards,
right.
until it's
So
edited
kind of
and
makes
sound
a match.
designed and all that. And sometimes we were all
Great.
pleasantly
Well, that was our
surprised.
last
We were like,
question.
wow, we
Right
thought that
on
would be
time.
terrible.
Thank
And
you
then
so much.
sometimes we're like, wow, we were right. So it was kind of a mix and a match.
Great. Well, that was our last question.